Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be going over 17 cheap purchases that save me time in my life every single day. Let's go for it. Item number one is this keychain type thing, which is actually a series of USB cables, USB-C, Lightning, USB-A, which is always attached to my keychain, which means I'm never without a phone charger if I need one desperately. Item number two is an alarm clock. Now, I have a fancy one, but I've had a cheap one for a very long time, and an alarm clock is fantastic because it means that you don't need your phone to wake up. You have a small, cheap physical alarm clock, and that saves a lot of time because you don't end up doom scrolling in your phone before bed every single night. Item number three is something I swear by, and it's having a cheap dustbin in every single room. So I have one in this room, in the bathroom, in my bedroom. There's one in the kitchen, there's one small one in the living room. And the great thing about a cheap $5 to $10 bin is that it means you can chuck stuff without having to go to a room that has a bin in it. Super time saving. Item four is something I have in my bag at all times, and that is a padlock, which means that whenever I'm out and about, I can always go to the gym if I want to. And just having a $3 padlock in my backpack has saved me so much time in doing back and forth trips from home to drop off my bag that has all the expensive tech in it. And I actually love this so much that I have one of these padlocks in my bag and one in my jacket at all times, because sometimes I've been out and about and I haven't had my bag. I've been like, but my jacket has my wallet in it, but I have a padlock in the jacket now. Item number five is a cheap journal. This is super handy for saving time because it means that A, I can get some work done when I'm on the go and if my phone and laptop run out of battery. But secondly, journaling is actually really helpful for figuring out whether you are doing the right things, because you can waste a lot of time by working on the wrong stuff or by moving in the wrong direction. And if you journal and check in with yourself around questions like, is the way I'm spending my time still in alignment with my goals and priorities, that ultimately saves stupid amounts of time over the long run, and it doesn't cost very much money. Item number seven is a big backpack. Now this one is the Peter McKinnon one. It's not particularly cheap, but I've had big backpacks and even way cheaper ones for a very long time. The main benefit of a big backpack is you can just put more things in it, which means that for me, I never ever leave the house without at least a laptop with me. Now this is an incredible time saver because again, if I find myself out and about, I always have my laptop where I can open it up and do some work or do something useful with my time. And I have never once regretted having my laptop with me, but on a few occasions where I've left it at home, I've been like, I could have sat outside in the park doing some work right now, but I have to go back home and get the laptop, and it just ends up saving loads of time if you just carry stuff with you. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, you might like to sign up to Sunday Snippets. That is my completely free weekly email, where every Sunday I send a very short email that has a few thoughts of things that I've been reading, things I've been learning, things I've been thinking about that week. And then usually as I discover new apps and productivity tools and techniques, I also include them as part of that email. And so that'll give you more of a real-time look at what I'm actually doing and what I'm testing out if you're interested in that kind of thing. It's completely free, it'll always be free, you can unsubscribe anytime, and you can just hit the link down in the video description or go to aliabdel.com/Sunday if you want to check that out. Item number seven is something that is always in a little tech pouch that I have in the backpack, and that is in fact these $20 Apple wired earpods. Now these are remarkably helpful because the sound quality on the microphone is absolutely incredible. And so if I'm out and about and I need to take a Zoom call, I can just plug this into my phone and I have incredible audio. And even though I do have the AirPods Pro 2s, which are not very cheap at all, I do find myself still reaching for the earpods when I know I have to take an important call. Item number eight is another Apple product. This is the AirTag. I have this on my keychain, I have it in my wallet, I have it in my bag, I have it in my luggage. And there have been so many occasions where I've lost my keys and I've been like, I have no idea where the keys are.
Oh, wait a minute, got it here somewhere.
And then I'm like, I've got an AirTag on the keys. That means I can just open up Find My on my iPhone and it will literally tell me where my keys are. Usually I've left them under a piece of clothing or something in the house.
Ha! There's a little devil.
Item number nine, maybe it's a little bit extra, but I like to have extra chargers for all of my devices in my bag, in my travel bag, and in almost every room. This has been an enormous time saver. Like the first party Apple versions of the chargers are expensive, but you can get third party cheap knockoffs for like $10, $15. And it saves a lot of time being able to just charge a phone and a laptop in basically every room. It means that when I'm on the couch in the living room, I can charge my phone or my laptop, which saves me time, which means I can actually do work there and then, which is nice. And also saves a little bit of time of having to go to the bedroom and charge the thing and do all the stuff. So chargers in every room and spare chargers in the bag is super helpful. And in fact, to be honest, in this tech pouch, I have a bunch of spare cables as well, because you never know when extra cables are going to come in handy for yourself or for a friend. Item number 10 is having a second toothbrush. So I have the main toothbrush, which I use at home, and I have a second toothbrush, which always lives in my wash pouch, which means that if I want to go anywhere, like if I want to go to my mum's place for the night, or if I want to visit some friends or anything like that, I just grab the wash bag and go because I trust that it's got my toothbrush in it. I don't need to worry about charging or anything like that because the toothbrush is always there. Speaking of, item 11 is that wash bag. And so the wash bag is always packed and ready to go with a toothbrush and with a bunch of toiletries that are small enough to fit on an airplane. And again, this means it saves so much time for packing the bag and unpacking the bag and trying to refill the things. And it just gives me profound confidence that I can just pick it up, grab it and go whenever I need to travel anywhere. Item number 12 is a little bit more expensive, and that is in fact a blender which I have in the kitchen. And this saves time because for breakfast and sometimes for lunch, I'll often have a little protein smoothie, or I'll have some Huel, who are in fact very kindly sponsoring this video. Huel is fantastic. I've been eating Huel since my 5th year of university, which was like 2017, and it's super helpful as a genuine time-saving device for those occasions where I don't have time to have a healthy breakfast or a healthy lunch. This morning, for example, I had Huel Black, the salted caramel version, which is great because it's 40 grams of protein for 400 calories, and I just combined it with water, put it in the NutriBullet blender, and I blended it up, and it created a lovely breakfast smoothie, which kept me full up until lunchtime. And yesterday, I actually had the Huel hot and savory pasta bolognese for lunch because there was no food in the house, and I was thinking, do I want to go out or do I want to order a takeaway? But I had a bunch of stuff. I had a call with my book editor, and I thought, you know what? I've got this Huel in the cupboard. It tastes quite nice as well. You just add hot water, leave it for 5 minutes, and you get a pretty nice pasta bolognese style meal. And if you like, you've also got the option of the Huel ready to drink. And these are handy if you don't want to deal with the mess of like the blender or the powder or anything like that. They're a little bit less proteinaceous, so I tend to have the powder more often than I have these, but these are also very handy if you really do want to save time. And I actually have an interview on my podcast with Julian Hearn, who's the founder of Huel, and that was a great conversation around building businesses and how he came up with the idea for Huel. And I have so much Huel stuff in the house that when friends come over and they open some cupboards in the kitchen, they're like, there's some Huel there, there's some Huel there, there's some Huel there. There's just quite a lot of Huel everywhere in the house because it's just super helpful as nutritionally complete, vegan, and affordable meal that really helps save time if you don't want to take the time to cook proper food or get a takeaway or go out or anything like that. Anyway, if that sums up your street and you'd like to try out some Huel, then check out the link in the video description, and that will give you a free shaker and a Huel t-shirt, which are actually quite nice and quite well fitting. So thank you so much, Huel, for sponsoring this video, and let's continue with the list. Item number 13 that saves me time is water bottles, and in fact, having multiple water bottles in different rooms. So I have one in this studio room, I have one in the bedroom, I even have one in the bathroom so that it encourages me to drink water when I take my finasteride and my Heights supplement thing in the mornings. This is one area in which I am looking to upgrade because a lot of people I know swear by having a really big water bottle, which means you have to get up and refill it less. I kind of like having a small one personally because filling it up then becomes an excuse to go to the kitchen and take a break from work. And so it does save time to have multiple options, but I do like the fact that it forces me to take a break as well. Item number 14 is extra underwear. Yes, I use the Uniqlo Airism underwear, and I've been using them for the last like 5 or 6 or 7 years, and I fully swear by them, and that's literally the only underwear I own. But I own about 3 times as many pairs of underwear as a reasonable person needs to have, because it means that I can do the laundry half as often. Next, we have another quick item, and that is this sleep mask. So I have 3 versions of this sleep mask. I have one that's always in my backpack, one that's always in my travel bag, and one that's always in the bedroom. And these have come in so handy if I find myself on a flight, or if I find myself staying over at a friend's house, or sleeping at my mum's place on the sofa, where there's light coming in, or people are awake and it's hard to get to sleep. And then I remember, oh yeah, I've got an eye mask in my bag. And I just take out the eye mask, I put it on, and then it's very quick to fall asleep. So it really saves time in that it helps me get a better night's sleep when I'm out of the house specifically. Item number 16 is great. It's one of these power bank things. This is an Anker basic ass one that I always have in my bag at all times. This has saved my life on so many different occasions and has saved me a lot of time as well, because then I don't need to come home early to charge my phone or charge my iPad or whatever the thing might be. And then number 17 is another innovative cheap item, and that is a nail cutter. In the past, it has been so annoying when I have been out and about or I've been traveling somewhere and I've tried to type something and I've realized, my nails are a bit longer than I would like them to be. And so since that happened enough times, I've now taken to carrying a nail cutter in my bag, and it's been game changing because a lot of times I'm like, my nails are a bit long. Great, I've got my nail cutter in my bag, which I have with me at all times, which means I can just go to a local public bathroom or something, cut my nails, and then typing becomes a way nicer experience. So those were 17 cheap-ish purchases that have saved me various amounts of time at different parts of my life. But if I'm being honest, like, these things aren't really gonna move the needle, they just save little bits of time here and there. If you're really looking for a strategy that really genuinely moves the needle for your time management, then check out this video over here, which is about my Trident system for time management. And that video includes a completely free Google Sheets and Google Calendar template that you can just get completely for free. And we've had literally hundreds of emails from people emailing back to say, oh my God, that template was so helpful. And this system, the Trident system, has really changed their own approach to time management. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video vaguely helpful. Maybe it's given you an idea or two for something you can add to your own life. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.